Hi, I'm Ramin from Martin Guitar. I work in the design department, and it is my pleasure to welcome Maury back to the factory. We're going to take a look at all of our brand new NAMM Show 2019 Nashville guitars. We got some really great offerings. As always, we strive to put out the best possible improvements, the best possible expansions of product lines, and we want to make sure that you all get to learn about them. And Maury makes some really great videos, so he's going to tell you about them more in depth, but here's a little run through. Starting with the 16 series, which you all have come to know and love. Full gloss tops, satin backs and sides, and very affordable price tags. Here we have the D16E, revisited and revamped for 2019. Solid Sitka spruce top, scalloped 5/16 bracing, herringbone rosette, beautiful large pearl dots in the bridge pins. Stage ready with electronics. It's got a VT enhance in here, antique white binding and heel cap, and these guitars just sound super, and they're very comfortable because this is a dreadnought, but you may notice it's at 000 depth, so it hugs in a little bit closer to the body, a little bit easier to bring up close to you, and yet suffers no loss of that awesome dreadnought tone. So if you're a bluegrasser, a little sloppy, but hey, it works. It's not jazz, right? Great guitar. Our 00016E features a tone wood that I am super excited about. I know that we all are really excited about new woods, especially woods that sound phenomenally good. And this granadillo for the back and sides does just that. It is very dense wood. It looks like rosewood. It feels like rosewood. And to me, it sounds like really good rosewood. In fact, you can interpret this how you want. I think it sounds like rosewood that we used to get a long time ago. I don't want to get in trouble with the R&D guys, but it tests very well in our sound testing. So here we have the 000 version, 5/16 scalloped cross braces. Again, herringbone rosette, antique white binding, electronics, ready to rock out, and the Granadillo head plate up here with the old style decal. Just a very classic looking guitar, and yet with modern features. We have open gear Grover tuning machines. They are stable, they are tight, and they just work. So this guitar, great whether you're strumming, you know. Works great, or fingerstyle. It is a 000, so if you want to do that. Got that fingerstyle sound as well. Now, I'm going to go a little bit out of order here because we're on the topic of Granadillo and fingerstyle guitars. Here we have the little brother or little sister of this guitar here, the 00016E and the 0016E. Again, gorgeous Granadillo. It is just phenomenal. I can't get enough of this wood. Electronics, same feature set. We've got a herringbone rosette. We've got antique white binding and heel cap, but it is a 00, and so different considerations need to be made. We like to tailor the tone of every one of these guitars to the ideal bracing for its body shape. And so this has 1/4 inch scalloped cross braces, just a little bit of a turbocharged guitar, especially for something that's so comfortable for fingerstyle playing, you know. Great sounding guitar. Lots of clarity, lots of bass, and really warm sounding mids and trebles. Aha! The cutaway. So, for those of you fancy shredder types out there, or really anybody who likes to have a little access up at the high register, we have this GPC 16E. Beautiful rosewood satin back and sides, antique white Boltron binding and heel cap, herringbone rosette, and of course it's stage ready to plug in with the VT Enhance electronics. Great guitar. Long scale. This is a 25 4-inch scale guitar. The 00 and the 000 are 24/9. So a little bit slinkier action. And this one a little bit more direct, maybe a little bit more volume, but really they sound phenomenal. So whatever your style is, we've got the thing for you. And one of my personal favorites from this show, the 000E Black Walnut Amber Tone. Yes, you heard that right. Just as with the Granadillo, we're trying to use new and exciting species of woods all the time. Not just the woods that you already know and love, like rosewood and mahogany. We've introduced mango guitars. We've got some oven coal top guitars that I'll show you in a moment. The Granadillo is super cool. And here we have good old-fashioned black walnut. Now, in recent years, Martin has not been making a ton of guitars with black walnut, but it is kind of a classic tone wood. Many of the archtops, the classic archtop guitars from the 30s and 40s, used black walnut because it just has phenomenal clarity. It's just a very nice wood. Not too heavy, but still dense enough. And the real stunner here, of course, is the 1933 amber tone finish. So you've got a beautiful burst, just a really nice looking guitar, very classic and yet pretty modern, Martin. And the price points on all these instruments are really great. We hope that they are accessible to a lot of working musicians and people who love to play. That you can really get your hands on a phenomenal future classic without having to break the bank. Again, stage ready with electronics. It's very convenient to change your battery with these guys. Look at that, no problem. So if you've ever had that moment of panic on a gig where your battery dies and you've just got brand new strings on there and you're halfway through a set and you're wondering, oh God, I gotta unstring this thing and get at the battery and then put it back on. Those problems are solved for you. We think most musicians will really appreciate that. The crown jewels of the 16 series. We have brand new oven coal satin back and sides, bursted oven coal tops. We have really gone the extra mile in selecting some excellent oven coal for the tops. And these guitars actually started out as a special design that Skip, my colleague here in product management, had put together about a year and a half ago. And they were done on a pretty limited basis, but they were very popular and they just sounded fantastic. So we thought what we ought to do is introduce this for a wider market of people. A wider group of people will be able to enjoy these great guitars. So very cool burst, sort of reddish on the edges, really awesome. Tortoise binding and heel cap. And Maury, you'll probably demonstrate to the world what exactly the oven coal sounds like. Really nice sounding guitars. Excellent for the stage, excellent for the studio, and for the couch. That's where I do most of my playing. And not to be outdone, we have the OMC 16E Oven Coal Burst. I love this guitar. I think this is just a great guitar. It stands out in a crowd or on a stage. It sounds phenomenal. So you've got your OM, long scale, but still these beautiful rounded contours, cutaway, herringbone rosette, pearl dots on the bridge pins, pearl position markers, Of course, this guitar is equipped with electronics, so it is ready to rock. And this cutaway is great. You know, not everybody needs to play up there, but when you need to, man, you really need to. So great guitar to have in the arsenal, and we're very proud to offer this one. Now for something very, very special. We have collaborated here at Martin several times with great artists, among them Robert Getzel and Willie Matthews, who is famous for his Western and cowboy scenes. This is a Willie Matthews fly fishing guitar. So here in Pennsylvania, we have some of the best trout streams in the country, probably some of the best trout streams on earth. Especially the further west you go, it's just incredible. So we hope that outdoorsmen, fishermen, people who love the aesthetic of the sort of natural scene will also love this guitar. It is a 00 slope shoulder, so a 00L. It's got a beautiful burst on it. Just absolutely gorgeous. The back and sides are a material that we actually used to use in the very, very early days of Martin. It's called Goncalo Alves. In fact, we have a few museum pieces from the mid 1800s that are in the museum using Goncalo Alves as the back and side material. Very gorgeous wood, a lot of character to it. Of course, it's black, so it's been on display. It's got some fingerprints on it, but very round sort of sounding guitar. Beautiful. Oh, I almost forgot. We should get some close-ups of these sweet inlays. We have this little fishy, which features several different types of pearl to create the texture. Just gorgeous. A custom fly for you trout fishermen out there. I never learned to tie my own. I hear squirrel tail works really good for that sort of thing. And of course, the jumping trout up top. These guitars are limited. I think that they are going to move pretty quick. So 100 pieces, and then they're gone. And on the other side, very subtle, you'll see the CF Martin stamp. So we wanted to make sure that from the front, the aesthetic of this guitar really says Willie Matthews, but from the tone and from the back, that you know it's a Martin. And of course, it's got gold Schaller Grand Tune tuners, and they are killer. And now a few products that I am very proud of myself. Part of my work here is to design, improve, expand our product lines that, you know, from a cost standpoint would be maybe more entry level, but to make sure that if you're a person who's got $700, that when you pick up a Martin off the wall, that you've got a guitar that is a contender for the best in its class, in its price point. And we think that these new junior guitars are really going to further cement that reputation. So the Dreadnought Junior has been very popular. We introduced that about 4 years ago, I believe. And it's not a travel guitar per se, but it travels very easily. It's not a miniature guitar. In fact, it's a real guitar. You can really play it, and it sounds like a real Martin. But let's say you're not a Dreadnought person, right? We wanted to make sure that we have a guitar that's for you as well. And so we are proud to introduce the 000 Junior and the 000 Cutaway Junior. So what's the feature set? We've got a beautiful rounded comfort contour on the back edge. So if you're one of these people who, you know, wakes up in the morning and steps out of the shower and plays your guitar, you're not going to end up with a line on you. I don't know, some people do that. It's really comfortable, very easy to play. 24-inch scale, so really easy to fret. And with these retro strings, Just a great guitar, and you know. I mean, you know, it's not lacking in volume, it's not lacking in tone. It really, I think it really does justice to the Junior series, so we hope that you will enjoy it as well. 1/4-inch scalloped bracing. We developed this bracing pattern more or less from scratch, and I think we've knocked it out of the park. So. Let's say that you're an ambitious guitar player and you are going to take the plunge all the way up the fretboard into the high register, those fancy high notes with the frets all close together. Well, you can do that in a package that we are extremely excited about. As far as we're concerned, this is the smallest cutaway guitar that we've ever offered. It's got a 24-inch scale. It sounds great. Solid wood, solid Sitka spruce tops, solid sapele back and sides, a very attractive cutaway shape, just an all-around great guitar, solid wood neck, sustainable certified Richlite fingerboard and bridge, and of course it is stage ready with electronics. So you got your Fishman sonotone right there, ready to plug in. Volume and tone controls are sort of discreetly hidden up in there. And one of the updates that we are making with the introduction of this product is we love to show that we are staying current and modern and thinking differently about how we present some of these guitars. And so this guitar is the first to have a black HPL with a silver pad printed decal. And we just think that it looks really pretty classy. It stands out. These are great guitars, and you can get into one for $700 MSRP. So your local dealer or someone like Maury can help you out with that, and they're just really functional. Real rock and roller, great guitar, mother of pearl pattern rosette, mother of pearl pattern dots, and we think that if you pick one up, you're going to be really, really impressed. And those retro strings, man, they're really comfortable to play. Of course, if you don't like them, you can always try something different, but we did actually test these guitars out with quite a few different varieties of strings. And believe it or not, from a comfort standpoint, from a tonal standpoint, the retros were preferred. So please give them a try. Maybe you'll love them. Last but not least, we do make a guitar smaller than this. It is called the Backpacker. But this is our smallest guitar that is really shaped like, sounds like, feels like a guitar. And it does sound like a Martin. It is a little Martin. It's extremely portable, extremely travel friendly. It's got a natural finish on the solid Sitka spruce top. Gorgeous rosewood HPL back and sides. This is a high pressure laminate material. It is extremely durable and stable. So if you're moving around into strange climates during your vacation or during your travels, you'll find that this guitar will serve you very well. The neck is a laminated birch material. It is just awesome, very stable. In my experience, I have one of these at home. I've never had to adjust it, and my house gets humid. So Skip Belts, who is our product manager here at Martin, had a crazy idea, and it turned out to be a really great idea, which was to laser etch the herringbone on the top of this guitar. So you can see beautiful classic Martin herringbone design around the rosette. lasered straight into the top. It just adds such a touch of class, as does the pick guard, which is a new addition to this model. And last but not least, we've got some really beautiful new diamond pattern fingerboard inlays. So all of these features are brand new for the Little Martin, and they're brand new things that we're trying out. And I think if you're on the market for a small guitar or a guitar that you can take anywhere with you and not have to worry too much about it moving out of spec or becoming difficult to play, this is a really great option. These things, you can put a lot of miles on a guitar like this, and so when inspiration strikes, you'll have one handy. I love this guitar. So this is our brand new LX1RE. It is stage ready with Fishman Sonotone electronics, and yeah, I hope that you all get a chance to try these guitars before they're gone, especially that fly fishing guitar. We're only gonna make 100 of them. We hope that you guys love these new product offerings and are as excited about them as we are to be able to offer them. Thank you so much, Maury.